welcome back to our channel. I'm really excited about what we're going to talk about today. What we're going to talk about tips that you should take while you're at home. We're going to talk about tips if your hair is natural and tips if your hair is perm. So let's get into it in mind. Whether your hair is natural or whether your hair is permed, you need to leave your hair alone. Leave your hair alone. That is one of the biggest issue that we have, is always having our hand in our hair. Like for me, I come on camera today, I haven't done my makeup, I haven't done my hair, and guess what? It's okay. I don't have to look perfect all the time. Sometimes I might look rough and raggedy, sometimes I might look okay, sometimes I might look standard, and then there are times I might look like Beyonce. So it's okay. Like if I don't do my edges, if I don't do my baby hair, I can still go to the shop, but just leave your hair alone. You don't need to be doing your hair every day. You don't need to be combing your hair every day. You don't need to be brushing it every day. You just need to leave it, let it breathe, let it just enjoy the process of growing. The constant combing, the constant brushing, the messing about with it really affect the way that it grows, because the tension, the pulling, the tugging tends sometimes make the hair snap. Always best to leave the hair alone. So that's rule one. This point is quite similar. Do not comb your hair every day. You don't need to. Honestly, trust me, honestly, you don't need to. People will say to me, Janet, your hair grows so fast. Janet, you always do all these different things with your hair, and your hair is still strong, and your hair is still thriving, and the list goes on. But the thing about it with me, I know my hair and I understand my hair. Learn what works for it and what don't. You have treatments. If you don't believe in treatment, that's fine, but I'm a believer that treatments work. I don't know, an eye infection for example. You always have an eye infection and you're like, I always have an eye infection, I ain't doing anything to it, because I don't believe in doing anything. I just think that you should just leave it, let it just go naturally. Guess what? There are certain things that you can leave and they'll go naturally. We won't argue about that at all. But there are certain things that you need to give it that extra help and support for it to fight against whatever issue it is. Making sure that you know how to detangle your hair, because this is where a lot of breakage happens. When at home they don't know how to detangle the hair properly, especially say for example whether your hair is permed or natural. Say for example you had a protective style in, I don't know, a cane row, weave, plait, whichever it is, and you took it out because you've had it in for a very long time. If you don't use the right technique, then you're going to be in problem. And in all honesty, this is where a lot of breakage comes into place. Normally what I would do is, whenever you've got a protective style and you've got like a bit of matting goes on, start with my fingers to do the detangling. So I use my fingers to separate. Then what I'll do, depending on the hairs, because I'll make the judgment whether I need to go in after with some water, or I just need to detangle it naturally without any products at all. So if you don't do that right, you'll have problem going forward. The other thing is massaging your scalp. Breakage on their edges, receding hairline, tension from, I don't know, extension, braids or anything like that, or in general. Sometimes what it is, we just need to give the scalp a bit of massage just to promote the growth, the flow of the blood. I'll say anything like castor oil for example. Say for example that your hairline is quite fine because, as I said, you know, issue with tension like that, get some oil and just massage it in onto your scalp. You could be even watching telly. The thing is washing your hair. People with perm hair, they realize that they don't need to wash their hair as often, and people with natural hair realize that they don't need to wash their hair that often. And the same goes for if the hair is perm, they realize that, you know, I need to wash it a bit more often, as well with natural. So it's more about playing around and understanding what kind of routine suits your hair. Some people find that, okay, if I leave my hair for 2 weeks, before that 2 weeks I realize that my hair starts shedding, it starts itchy. Sometimes I find that it's very greasy or there's a lot of built up, so because of that I've got to make sure that I wash the hair. Whereas some people will wait for the same 2 weeks and none of that happens. So there's no rule, it's more about a guide, so and see what best works for you. The other thing is water. Water. I would not recommend that if your hair is permed. The thing is, because what I find with perm hair, if you're going to spray it with water all the time, I find that it gets a lot weaker when you do decide to comb it in comparison to if your hair is natural and you put water on it, the hair tends to be a lot stronger. So this point I will put forward for natural hair mostly. I'll say natural hair. With natural hair, you know what that means? Water. Please stop using all these different products in the world, weighing down the hair, blocking up the cuticle, causing build up, and the list goes on. Most of the time, all you need is water. Bear in mind, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, you already had products in it. If you take the time out and spray some water on your hair without putting any products at all, you'll see all of that product emulsifies and comes straight up on your hands. You don't need all the products that you're putting in every day. You don't need product every day. We're our body, get dehydrated, and we need to hydrate our body. Water is the same thing with our hair. So yeah, so that's some few tips that you guys need to bear in mind when you're looking after your hair at home. If you need for me to do a next video on something else, then I'm quite open to do that video. Please like, share and subscribe. Leave any comments below, please. Is there anything in particular that I left out? Is there anything that you do that works for you? Please leave it in the comment section so it might help somebody else. It was lovely speaking to you guys and wishing you all the best. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you.